Hey everybody, this is Praxis. Was it my last video or the one before that where I was talking about how I was getting a lot done in terms of measuring things and putting marks on the structure and cutting all the boards to length, but for that day I didn't really get much up on the structure other than like some graphite marks. But I presumed that the next day I was going to really rip through things because everything was going to be ready to go. That's true. It did go really quickly. I got these, I'll just pull the ladder down here. I got all these window frames in on this wall. I did not get these guys in. I got these braces all put in and hammered in, and it went really quickly. And is oftentimes the case when you're moving really quickly, sometimes you make mistakes, and I made two mistakes that really irritate me. The first one was that the procedure for putting in these windows is that I had marks across the top. I stretched a line, put the marks up there, so they were all like perfectly flat, level, and in line with each other. Then I would take these pre-cut sides, I'd put it up against the mark on the top, and I'd mark a little line on the bottom to get the bottom. After that, I would put the bottom sill in, and then I would construct this section with the top and the two sides, kind of like the Greek letter pi, and then I would just set it on what I had hammered in here, and then hammer in the top of it. That worked really well for all these, but I made one mistake when I was doing the same for this. When I did the measurement by taking the board, this board right here, and measuring from the top to the bottom and making a mark, I accidentally did not grab this board here. There was another board that is like just about 1 inch longer. They're right back here. These are the horizontals for this window that's behind you right here, and this corresponding ones for over there. These were leaning up against this wall, actually right here, and as I was doing this I was like, oh, these are them, and I measured it out, and it actually brought the sill down lower than it should have needed to be. So that wasn't a huge deal. I just put some spacers in, and this is all going to get covered in anyway. In fact this little thin piece of wood isn't going to be the final top surface anyway. There's going to be another inch or 3/4 inch sill around it anyway. Totally fine, irritating, took a little bit of time, but structurally it's going to be fine. The other problem that I made was that I was too eager with these collar tie things right here. I was so excited that I got these guys in, screwed into these posts from the back side with some big lags, 7-inch lags, that I hurried up and I nailed in all the connection points. And the reason that's a problem is that the reason you put these in at all is so that you can lock this into its perfect shape, so that when it gets loaded up or whatever, it's not slumping one way or the other. These are to like lock that angle into place. And wouldn't you want that angle to be exactly the angle that you want before you lock it into place? That's good advice, and I forgot to check the angle. I set these things up and made these all nice and plumb before, but things kind of settled a little bit. And where it stands with this wall right now is this wall is leaning in just a little bit, and then I locked it into place. So what I'm doing today is undoing that mistake. I fixed this mistake as I was doing it, as soon as I realized it, and I got to undo this one today. I wasn't able to do it right away because I was missing a tool. It's this tool right here. I actually ordered one, so I'll have one from now on. This is my dad's from when he was like younger than I am, in his old carpentry days. This is called a cat's claw, and this is made for taking nails out of wood that have already been sunk in. These two little prongs kind of get down under around it. It does a little bit of damage to the wood. The point of this tool is so that you can minimize how much damage to the wood that you're doing. And I want to show you how it works. So I'm going to cut this video roll because these video rolls are only 5 minutes, and I'm probably going to run out of time if I don't cut it and start a new take. But we're going to go up here and we're going to pull one of these nails out. I want to show you the procedure for doing that with the minimal amount of damage to that to the wood that's up there, because they're beautiful. They're beautiful, and I wish I didn't have to do this, but it's too. It bothers me that it'd probably be fine that it's it's just leaning a little bit to that direction, but especially where we're going to really load this thing up, I want it to be as perfect as possible. All right, so we'll cut the camera roll here. Okay, here we are up here. You can see I've already got one nail pulled here, and I'm going to work on this nail now. Now the procedure for this is you want to take these two little claws and get them just around the side of the nail so that you can just kind of scoop underneath, get just enough that you need, and then just kind of get it started up, and then we're going to use the hammer to finish pulling it all the way. I usually go with the direction of the grain. I find like it does less damage that way. I'm going to start from this side. I know starting from that side would probably be better for you guys, but well, I'll give it a try. Just my handedness makes me want to do it from the other direction, but take a hit for the team, do it from this side. I think you can't see either way. I'm going to do it the way I'm comfortable with. Okay, so I'm coming in here. It's just the two little claws are just next to the nail head. I'm going to tap it in. I don't want to go in too deep, because the deeper you go, the more damage you do. But if you don't go in deep enough, then you just have the tips of the claw around the nail, and you can kind of just bust your tips off. Is that a euphemism for something? Busting your tips? Okay. Once I got it underneath, I'm kind of I bring it up, getting it more kind of horizontal. Well, not horizontal because I'm on my side right now, but I'm trying to like turn around and scoop underneath that nail head. Okay, I'm seeing it move. I'm just going to give it a little push. You want to be really gentle, and now that I've lifted it up a little, I'm going to tap it in further. All right, we're getting a little flake starting here, so I'm going to watch that. Okay, I'm definitely under the nail head though. Okay, there we go. I've lifted the nail head a little bit. I got a couple of flakes here. So what I'm going to do is actually come from the other side and use this part of the procedure to kind of push those flakes back down. And this time, I've already pressed the wood down on this side, so I'm not going to be catching flakes. So I can go a little bit further this time without doing any extra damage to the wood. All right, so I was able to go much deeper. I haven't caught anything because that side was already pressed down. Okay, and at this point, the cat's claw has done its job. The nail's up enough that I can grab it with a hammer. I'm going to grab it just a little bit like that. And then to keep the nails coming out nice and straight, so you're not curving them, because if you just pull them up with a hammer, you're going to kind of like curve them to the side. I use a little spacer. Get that under there. And this makes it so they can come out nice and straight up. There we go. 2. There's 8 per board, so 8 times 3 minus 2 is what I've got left to do. That's it. I'm going to finish this up, get everything straight, lock it in again, and I think I'll probably do these windows today. Slowly, meticulously. No more mistakes. This is a beautiful structure. It really bothered me that I made these 2 mistakes. Otherwise, pristine. The whole thing pristine. Thanks for watching.